Good morning, race fans, and welcome to the public drivers meeting for the 108th running of the Indianapolis 500-mile race presented by Gainbridge. We're so glad to have all of you here. Thanks for coming out to Legends Day presented by Firestone. My name's Alan Bestwick. I'm your master of ceremonies as we move pretty quickly through our drivers meeting. We're really glad to have you here. The optimism is growing over tomorrow. We're going to be great. It's going to be a fabulous race based on everything we've seen so far on the track this week. And I know I can't wait as much as you can't wait. So let's get going. Let's first meet our field of 33 drivers to compete in the Indianapolis 500. Starting 33rd, driving car number 15, the United Rentals Honda for Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing. It's Graham Rahal. Starting 32nd, the 2022 winner of the 500, driving the Delaware Life Honda for Andretti Global, Marcus Ericsson. The 31st starter from England, driving the Elf Cosmetics Honda for Dale Coyne Racing with Rick Ware Racing, Catherine Legg. Starting 30th, driving car number 30, the 5-hour Energy Honda for Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing, Pietro Fittipaldi. '29th on the grid, car number 24, the Dreyer and Reinbold Racing Cusick Motorsports Chevy entry for Noblesville's Connor Daly. Starting 28th, car number 45, the Hy-Vee Honda for Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing. From Denmark, Christian Lundgaard. The 27th starter, car number 8, the American Legion Honda for Chip Ganassi Racing. From Sweden, it's Linus Lundqvist. Starting 26th, from Geneva, Switzerland, driving the Juncos Hollinger Racing Chevrolet, car 77, Roman Grosjean. The 25th starter from Cambridge, England, the AutoNation Arctic Wolf Honda for Meyer Shank Racing, Tom Blomqvist. Starting 24th, car number 33, the Ed Carpenter Racing Chevrolet from Copenhagen, Denmark, Christian Rasmussen. The 23rd starter is from Payette, Idaho, driving the Goodhart Vet Trey.com Chevrolet for A.J. Foyt Enterprises, Stingray Robb. The 22nd starter in his sophomore season at Indianapolis from Argentina, driving the Juncos Hollinger Racing Chevrolet, Augustine Canapino. Starting 21st, driving the PNC Bank Chip Ganassi Racing Honda, the 2008 winner of the 500 and 6-time NTT INDYCAR Series champion, Scott Dixon. The 20th starter, driving the Cliffs Honda for Meyer Shank Racing with Curve Agajanian. In the drive for 5, 4-time Indy 500 winner, Helio Castroneves. The 19th starter from Nazareth, Pennsylvania, driving the Mapai Curve Andretti Herta with Marco and Curve Agajanian Honda, it's Marco Andretti. Now to row 6 on the outside from Grand Cayman, driving the Journey Rewards Chip Ganassi Racing Honda, Kippen Simpson. The 17th starter, 3-time Indianapolis 500 pole winner, driving the Guy Care Chevrolet for Ed Carpenter Racing, it's Ed Carpenter. Inside of row number 6, from New Zealand, driving the Ridgeline Lubricants Honda for Chip Ganassi Racing, Marcus Armstrong. In row 5, driving the Arrow McLaren Chevrolet, car number 6 from Cambridge, England, Callum Ilott. The 14th starter, car number 10, the DHL Chip Ganassi Racing Honda, two-time NTT INDYCAR Series champion, Alex Palou. Starting inside row 5, driving the Gainbridge Honda for Andretti Global with Kurt Agajanian from California, Colton Herta. In row 4 on the outside, from Florida, driving the Dreyer and Reinbold Cusick Motorsports Chevrolet, our 2014 Indy 500 winner, Ryan Hunter-Reay. In the middle of row 4, from Jupiter, Florida, the AutoNation Honda for Andretti Global, Kyle Kirkwood. Inside of row 4, from Tokyo, Japan, the Yamaha Honda for Rahal Letterman Land Racing, Takuma Sato. Outside of row number 3, the AutoNation Sirius XM Honda for Meyer Shank Racing, car number 60, Felix Rosenquist. In the middle of row 3, from Monterrey, Mexico, the Arrow McLaren Chevrolet, Pato O'Ward. On the inside of row number 3, the Ask ROI Chevrolet for Ed Carpenter Racing from the Netherlands, Rinus VeeKay. Now to row 2, on the outside, driving car number 14, the Holmes for Our Troop Chevrolet for A.J. Foyt Enterprises, Santino Ferrucci. In the middle of row number 2 from California, driving the HendrickCars.com Arrow McLaren Chevrolet for Arrow McLaren and Rick Hendrick, trying the Hendrick 1100, it's Kyle Larson. Inside of row number 2 from California, the Arrow McLaren Chevrolet, car number 7, our 2016 Indianapolis 500 winner, Alexander Rossi. And now the front row on the outside, the defending 500 winner from Nashville in the Shell Powering Progress Team Penske Chevrolet, Joseph Newgarden. In the middle of row 1, the Verizon Business Team Penske Chevrolet from Australia, the 2018 500-mile race winner, Will Power. And on pole position with a record pole speed of 234.220 miles per hour, the Pennzoil Team Penske Chevrolet from New Zealand, Scott McLaughlin. Ladies and gentlemen, your 33 drivers for the 108th Indianapolis 500. All right, while we wait for Scotty Mack and the rest of our drivers to take their seats, let's move on with the program. First to speak to you today, the president of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in sartorial splendor today, Mr. Doug Bowles.
Well, it is parade day, so I'm dressed for the parade. But first of all, thank you, fans. From the moment the first green flag flew a couple of weeks ago for the Sancio Grand Prix, all the way through the PPG weekend, last weekend in qualifying, and leading up to the 108th running of the Indianapolis 500 presented by Gainbridge, you guys have come out in droves. It's been a record year, and it's testament to all that you do. The Indianapolis 500 exists because of all of you, and on behalf of all these guys up here, all the teams, everybody at Penske Entertainment, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and the NTT INDYCAR Series, we thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause for being the best fans in the world. You know, I know everybody's worried about weather, but here's what I'll tell you. Tony Hallman still is around. I'm certain of it. And I know that tomorrow there will be a bubble. There will be that bubble from Terre Haute, the window over Terre Haute that will be here. We will get in the Indianapolis 500 tomorrow. And one of these 33 drivers will win the 108th running of the Indianapolis 500 presented by Gainbridge. It's been a great month. We've had so much fun out here. I love it when you all bring kids. There have been more kids than I've ever seen at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We worried several years ago that the long-term health of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway was in the hands of folks my age. I'm 57. That's a bad idea. It needs to be in the hands of young folks. And to each of you that brought somebody for their first time this year, or brought kids for the first time, or continue to bring your kids, you are the reason that the Indianapolis Motor Speedway will be here for the 208th running 100 years from now. So thank you for that. One of the fun things we get to do every year, these 33 drivers, one of them will have an entire year that they get to spend with us at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway as we celebrate their victory tomorrow. But just making the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and the Indy 500 is a big deal. There's one driver that's not up here that tried. Let's give it a hand for Nolan Siegel and how hard he tried to make this field and left it all out on the racetrack. And I hate to do this, but I'm going to. There's one guy that we all love so much at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and have always loved him, and he's retired a couple times. And I thought he retired last year, and then there were rumors that he might test this year in case Kyle Larson had to be somewhere else. Let's just hear it one more time for Tony Kanaan, because I think he really has retired. All right, each of these drivers, underneath your seats, Jostens has done an amazing thing, continuing a tradition. Your starters ring is right there. Thank you, Jostens, for continuing the tradition of giving these drivers their starting rings. It's amazing as you talk to drivers who've been at the Indianapolis 500, how cool those starter rings are. So thank you very much for that, Jostens. And with that, the next guy I'd like to bring up here and have a little conversation with, President of the NTT INDYCAR Series, Jay Fry. Jay, come on up here.
You're a hard guy to follow, right?
So, a pretty good couple of weeks. Last weekend was awesome.
Yeah, it was amazing. Think about it, 3 years in a row we've set a new pole record. 8 teams were in the top 12, which is pretty cool. First, one of the things I wanted to do today was for sure thank our friends from Chevrolet, Honda, and Firestone. Massive effort, to do this. So, guys, we, thank you very much for all you've done. Yeah, so it was a really good 3-hour show on NBC. It was exciting.
So, how many times has somebody asked you about weather?
Somebody asked me about weather about every 5 minutes. Yes. Yeah. So I think, like you mentioned, I think we'll be okay. I think we're going to have that window over Terre Haute. I think it's going to be nice and cool tomorrow, which is different. It's going to be fast. It's going to be exciting, and it's going to be a great show.
Well, thank you so much. And then this isn't the end of the year for you. You've got a whole bunch of stuff that continues in Detroit next weekend.
Yeah, we got a busy month. Well, we've had a busy month. We've got a busy month coming up with Detroit, Road America, big test at Milwaukee. So a lot of good things happening.
Okay. Sounds great. Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Fry, President of the NTT IndyCar Series. On behalf of everybody here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the NTT IndyCar Series, as well as Penske Entertainment, thank you so much for being here. And fans, let's hear it one more time for Roger Penske and the Penske family and the direction that they're sending the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Jay. Can't do this without our sponsors. The folks at NTT have been so supportive of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and the NTT IndyCar Series. Want to take a quick moment before speaking to some drivers to thank all the NTT guests in attendance here today for everything you do for us. We certainly appreciate everything and glad to have you here with us at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Thank you. Now let's hear from some of our drivers. First up, well, he's closest to me, so Graham Rahal, you want to step to that microphone, please? Describe your month of May.
Eerily similar to my previous month of May. Tough, man. Tough, emotionally. It's a lot to go through. Particularly, I think, with all the work that does go in. So, sometimes the results show, sometimes they don't. And, I think for all the boys, it's been hard. Luckily, though, good or bad, we were experienced with this last year. So I think everybody stayed pretty calm, and at least we're able to get through it. And make the most of what we had, which was pretty frustrating. But look, tomorrow's a fresh start, right? It's a new day. A lot can happen around here. Mother Nature may play a role, and it's anything can happen.
Your race car, final practice, carb day. You practice on Monday. How is your race car?
The race car's been good the whole time, to be honest with you. So it's gonna. All these guys will tell you though, it's incredibly challenging out there right now. Depending on where you're at in the pack. It's going to be a tricky day tomorrow to minimize mistakes and try to find your way through. But it's a lot of experienced guys, a lot of good people, mid-pack and back. So it's going to be pretty spicy, and hopefully we'll put on a great show. Obviously, we got Marcus right next to me. He's 2 years ago, won it. Last year, I thought was in the catbird seat to do it once again. So you got some good guys, and I think it's as close and competitive as you'll ever see, and the driving talent is higher than it's ever been. So, we'll try to put on a heck of a great show for all the fans that continue to come out and support the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and the Indy 500.
Fans, what do you think? You like the uniform?
Hey, you got to have some fun, We're all about marketing around here, so it works. Gotten more comments on this than anything else we've ever done, so at least it's going to stick in your brain.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Graham Rahal, getting ready to go from 33rd starting spot tomorrow. Our next guest was the story of day one of qualifications, Rinus VeeKay. Come on down. You're next on the public drivers meeting. Describe last Saturday for me.
Roller coaster, that's for sure. Yeah, it was a crazy day. I would have liked it a lot more boring than it eventually was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it like for a driver? You go out in the morning, you're all ready to qualify, you've got a good car, things don't go right, then you've got to strap in and do it again. Yeah,
I mean, it was a bit worrying actually. When I was in the car, I was like, is this qualifying over? Is this everything done? And then the team put together such an effort to get the car ready in 3 hours.
Yeah.
And not even that, it was a fast car. It made it to the fast 12. So, I mean, I just had to be flat out for 4 laps, which wasn't easy, but I kept the foot down, put all my weight on there. But no, it was really cool, and such a great moment for the guys, for the crew, at the team.
It was fun for us to watch, a lot more fun than it was for you to go through. Tell me about your race car and how you feel about the 500-mile race.
Feeling good about the race car, definitely. I think so far we've had the car to win every year here at the Speedway. ECR makes some really fast Indy 500 cars. So I think this year we get the same car we've always had. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited to make the 5th time a charm and go for that win.
There you go, 5th time's a charm. So we've had spicy from Graham, 5th time's the charm from Rinus. Rinus VeeKay, good luck tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
I like it when these guys give me material to work with. It makes it more fun for me. Before we bring down our next driver, I want to take a minute and thank the folks at Firestone, our presenting sponsor of our Legends Day, but also so crucial to the Indianapolis 500-mile race and the NTT INDYCAR Series. Can't have a race without good tires, and every one of these drivers will tell you they're thankful for the work that Firestone puts in. Firestone also this May has contributed $5,000 to each of the following charity and nonprofit organizations: NXG Youth Motorsports, the Wounded Warrior Project, Kids Spark, and the Indiana Latino Institute. To all the folks from Firestone here today, and I see those red shirts every place, thank you very much for what you've done for our community and what you do for the Indianapolis 500-mile race. Couple more drivers to hear from this morning. I think based on introductions, I'd like to call up the 4-time winner, Helio Castroneves.
Thank you.
So your 24th Indianapolis 500, and yet when I speak with you, the enthusiasm never has diminished, not even the slightest bit. How? Why?
Wow. This place looks amazing. RP, great job again, and the whole entire team. I mean, this is absolutely incredible. The crowd looks always incredible. That's why it motivates me to come back and do something that nobody ever did.
So you know what a winning race car feels like here, as good as anybody here does. Was your race car yesterday a winning race car?
You know, Cliff's machine looks absolutely strong. So, boys and Catherine, watch out. I'm coming for you guys.
The experience of coming to Indianapolis every year, seeing all these fans, everything that goes on around the 500. Tell me your experience this year.
You know, experiencing any type of racing always paid off, especially here in the 500. You're talking about such a long place, such a long race. You know, you just got to take your time, read the race, read the vibe, read some of the competitors. Sometimes some of the guys are going to be very aggressive, and the other ones take a little longer. I feel that our role between myself, Marco, and Scott, we have a very good experience. And in front of us, not so much. So we're going to have to take it easy and make sure that how we're going to place ourselves. But at the end of the day, like my hero always says, Rick Mears, to finish first you got to finish.
For sure. Now, you just had a birthday.
Yes, that's right.
29 again.
29, that's right.
I just want to know, if things work out right on Sunday, is that fence still climbable for you?
Well, it might be a little slow, you know, but no, I'm pretty active. I'm pretty good. So, you know what? That's going to be a great problem to have, and looking forward for a great day tomorrow.
There you go. Helio, thank you again.
Thank you.
Congratulations on a great month so far. Helio Castroneves. Our next driver of the 108th running of the Indianapolis 500 is our highest starting rookie. Although rookie is kind of a misnomer for him because he's raced here before on the oval in a car that has fenders on it. Please join me in welcoming to the microphone Kyle Larson. Kyle, the whole experience, what's it been like?
It's been amazing, honestly. It's been so much fun. It's been more than I thought it would be. You know, every day of practice has been huge crowds, so I've really appreciated the support from all the fans, whether they be here or watching at home. So it's just been, to this point in my life, you know, probably definitely the coolest experience so far.
You drive a lot of different types of race car ordinarily. I was fascinated at your comments during the last couple of weeks about how the stock car of today, the NASCAR Cup machine you'll race here in the Brickyard 400, isn't as different in driving as a car used to be compared to an NTT IndyCar. Yeah,
I mean, aside from it going 50 mile an hour slower, it's honestly not too different. I think, you know, the cars have transitioned to be built more like an Indy car. It's more spec style racing. You know, the ground effects, the independent suspension, the shorter, you know, sidewalls and the tires. Like, I feel just as edgy in that as I would in an Indy car. So I think that's really kind of helped the transition be somewhat seamless to this point. And yeah, I look forward to hopefully, you know, other drivers, you know, through my experience now, maybe be more intrigued to do it on their end. So yeah, again, though, it's been a lot of fun with Arrow McLaren, having Hendrick Motorsports involved in it as well. You know, Brian Campy on the stand. So my Cup Series spotter is here. So a lot of ties too that kind of tie the double. So yeah, just look forward to the race now. Hopefully the weather gets better and I can get 1,100 miles in one day. Would be pretty awesome.
Now, sharing with the fans the plan for the next 24 hours. You're going to the parade, then you're going to Charlotte.
Yep.
Practice and qualify there.
Yeah. So we'll do the parade. I think I'm one of the first guys off in the parade, so I can get to the airport and then get to Charlotte. We have practice and qualifying start at 5 o'clock, and then yeah, head back here and hopefully see some sunshine tomorrow morning and get the race in, and then head right, you know, straight to Charlotte, kind of similar to how we did after qualifying. So yeah, I love craziness, and it doesn't get any crazier than doing the 500 and the 600 in the same day.
And I know I speak for everybody up in those stands when they wish you well both races tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Kyle Larson. We're going to be speaking with our pole sitter for tomorrow in just a few moments, but first I'd like to take a few moments for us all to remember a great Indianapolis 500 champion that we recently lost, and I speak of Gilles de Ferran, the 2003 winner, two-time NTT INDYCAR Series champion. Gilles remembered by everybody who knew him well as not just a great racer, but for his kindness, his caring, his warmth, and the joy that he spread to everyone around him. Would you join me in just a moment of silence, please, for Gilles? And would you join me in a round of applause for Gilles de Ferran? Drivers are here to get their final instructions from the NTT IndyCar Series Race Director Kyle Novak about tomorrow's 500-mile race. It's time for that now. Kyle, you're on.
Thank you, Alan. Drivers, the time has come for your final instructions as you embark on the start of the 108th Indianapolis 500. The start procedure will be as follows. When you roll off to the pace laps, you will be led by the 2024 Chevrolet E-Ray pace car right behind me, driven by our honorary driver, Baseball Hall of Famer and 13-time All-Star Ken Griffey Jr. All right. There will be 4 pace laps. The first lap will be a salute to these great fans with 33 cars in perfect 11-row formation. The following 3 laps will prepare your tires and engines with increasing speeds on each successive lap. At the beginning of the final pace lap, you will reform in 11 rows of 3. The pace car will pit off turn 4, and our pole winner, Scott McLaughlin, by virtue of his 234-mile-per-hour record-setting qualifying performance, will lead the field to green. Should there be an incident that requires a yellow flag, the leader is required to slow to pace car speed immediately. Be alert to safety personnel so the AMR safety team can service the incident as quickly as possible. The pits are closed immediately upon display of the yellow flag, and when safe to do so, the pits will open to all cars. When we are ready to restart the race, you will hear on the radio, pace car lights out, we are green, this time by. The leader will pace the field and retain steady pace car speed of 100 miles per hour until turn 4, at which point the leader will accelerate and lead the field back to green. To our rookies, the start of an Indy 500 is an experience of a lifetime, so make sure to enjoy the moment. Finally, race hard, race how you want to be raced, and take a moment to look around you. You are surrounded by the best drivers on the planet. Good luck, and let's put on the great show for the best fans in the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Kyle. One final driver to hear from before we send them off to the parade downtown. The pole sitter for the 108th Indianapolis 500-mile race, Scott McLaughlin.
Got to put that up a little higher.
Yeah, I know. It's been a week. How's it been?
It's been awesome. You know, to start the 108th running from the pole was just an amazing feeling. Obviously, it's I try to soak it in as much as I can. I went up in the stands at night on Sunday, and this place is amazing when you're by yourself, just looking at, you know, having it to yourself and looking out to the stands when no one's here. But when you've just gone fastest you've ever been in your life and got pole for the greatest race in the world, it hits different. So it's been an amazing day, but I appreciate all the support of the fans. All 33 of us are really itching to get going and can't wait.
With all of the different things that come with being the pole winner for the Indianapolis 500, it's been a very busy week. How difficult or easy was it to get focused back on the race car for Carb Day?
Monday, I drove like an idiot for the first 45 minutes, so it took me a little bit to come down to earth, but yeah, we ended up tuning up really well, and I've really tried to soak it in as much as I can. You just never know when you'll get this opportunity again, but you know, really proud of the whole team. I think 1, 2, 3 is an amazing effort by the crew, and to have 3 fast race cars. At the end of the day, me, Joseph, and Will, we're just the space between the steering wheel and the seat. So we get to drive these amazing cars, and I'm really proud of it.
You're driving the yellow submarine, the Pennzoil Chevrolet car. You're wearing a red fire suit tomorrow in the race. Explain the significance, please.
Well, yeah, 84 was the first time that Rick won in the yellow sub. It's 40 years, obviously, and it's a replica of his suit. So I've been lucky enough the last 4 years since coming as a rookie to work with Rick Mears, and who's a hero to many, and he's just an amazing person. And to have a suit that's, you know, much replicated after him is special. And I just glad I did him some justice last Sunday and went pretty quick, because we all know how fast he is around here. So yeah, it's what a cool moment to have the yellow sub heading to the green in #1.
Any thoughts before we close for all these fans that have turned out all these last couple of weeks here at Indianapolis?
Oh, look, you're just at the best sporting event in the world, so just soak it in, and I know I will be, I know all 33 of us will be, and yeah, we'll just have some fun and have some beers for us all, because we can't drink till Sunday, so yeah, enjoy.
Want to take a minute, bring up Kurt Bruns from Jostin with the pole sitters ring presentation. Of course, the other starters all got their rings earlier when Doug mentioned they were under their seats, but here the presentation of Scott McLaughlin's ring as being the pole winner for the 108th Indianapolis 500. Thank you, Kurt. Scott, thank you. All right, now final instructions from me. Enjoy the rest of Firestone Legends Day. Drivers are headed off to the parade downtown, if that's where you're headed also. Get here early tomorrow. Remember, we're going to have about 345,000 here. It's going to be a fabulous 108th Indianapolis 500-mile race. Thank you for joining us today at the Speedway. We look forward to tomorrow and race day. Have a great afternoon.